ты наша игра.
My name is HUD601. I am going to be your host and
У
reader
нас
for the
новый
next
хост,
few
HUD
runs. We are
601.
raising money for Save the Children. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We'd also like to thank Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now, without further ado, it is time for Sketch.
И он нам представляет нашего раннера, sgsketchtv.
Hey everyone, it's Sketch here, and today we're going to be playing Command and Conquer
И
General Zero
сейчас мы
Hour,
будем
and
спидранить
we're going
генералов.
to do the Generals Challenge. But before I continue, I want to introduce my CC, who's going to be commentating from, who's going to be helping with commentary as
Еще
well.
на комментариях
CC.
сидит человек по имени CC Neverender.
Today we're gonna run. The Generals Challenge. So, CC, do you want to talk more about the Generals Challenge?
Sure. So, Generals Challenge is like a series of seven.
И нам объясняют нашу категорию. Наша категория — это Generals Challenge, и ее суть состоит в том, что мы не проходим кампанию, но мы выбираем одного из генералов, и нам надо поочередно победить каждого другого генерала в игре. В Zero Hour, как вы можете знать, существует несколько генералов, которые специализируются на разных вещах, то есть есть у США там лазерный генерал, генерал ВВС, у китайцев там нюковый генерал, танковый. Далее. Выбирайте одного и сражайтесь со всеми остальными по очереди. Но порядок можно выбирать. Соответственно, первым мы идем против генерала Грэнджера, США на США. Мы играем за лазерного генерала. И наш противник — это генерал ВВС. Это очень хороший вопрос, антидот. Будет ли он продавать CC на старте? В большинстве случаев будет. Как можете заметить, тут противник начинает уже с расстроенной базой, поскольку это генерал ВВС, у него есть несколько аэродромов, и он очень быстро начнет атаковать воздушными войсками. Вот он флексит, чуть-чуть пролетая мимо нас своими самолетиками, а мы стартуем просто с командным центром и одним бульдозером. Поэтому надо действовать быстро.
As for this mission, this is the first mission. We're going to be fighting this general called the Air Force General, and he's going to be the quickest of the lot. So,
первым делом мы делаем еще один бульдозер и ставим электростанцию и барак, и продаем командный центр. Продаем командный центр по одной простой причине. Это дает нам $1000. Easy money, как говорится, которое можно использовать для того, чтобы делать каких-нибудь юнитов, которыми можно быстро закончить миссию. Естественно, в большинстве случаев продать ЦЦ выгоднее, чем держать его на месте, поскольку сейчас нам надо всего лишь 2 барака и наклепать целую кучу пехоты.
To sort of get something going, because they do have a full-fledged base already built, and they could destroy us instantly. So they're going to give us a little bit of time, and in that time, we're going to go ahead and disable his base
загружаем пехоту в самолетик, в вертуху, get in the chopper, и эта вертуха полетит по краю карты в базу врага, и мы будем абузить тот факт, что пехота может захватывать здание. Как мы видим, здесь есть 3 электростанции, и наш противник не очень хорошо пользуется электростанциями, потому что если мы захватим только эти 3, то вся база будет обесточена. И когда база обесточена, это означает, что вся статическая защита вражеской базы, то есть все вот эти вот ракетницы, они не будут по нам стрелять. И тогда мы сможем без каких-либо угроз, вот мы видим, что ракетницы уже отключились, мы без каких-либо угроз можем закинуть еще пехоту в базу и просто захватить все здания. Летает пехота. И сейчас задача раннера просто помикрить каждого пехотинца, отправить захватывать каждое здание. Чуть промахивается по пехотинцу. Не идеальная микро. Ему бы еще АПМа пару сотен.
There's a lot of buildings to capture here. We do it to capture all of the power plants and all of the airfields and all the buildings in the middle here. So that includes a couple of things here. you'll notice that he has a command center. That's like his main base thing. That's where he can build builders and stuff like that. We need to capture that at some point. Oh, let's go and capture now.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
this is gonna get a bit awkward. So I lost this. Well, it's okay. So what happened? What just happened here is his planes landed. His planes blew up my ranger here, but I steal his planes. So I'm just gonna blow that up now.
Случилась небольшая заминочка, он потерял пехотинца, прилетели самолеты, убили пехотинца, который захватывал здание, но мы получили, захватив аэропорт, контроль над этими самолетами, и не могли просто пролететь и добить здание сами.
So that wasn't perfect. We didn't get everything done just in time, but that's okay. You know, luckily, because we have 99%
Победили генерала Грэнджера, и следующий на очереди генерал Квай, китайский танковый генерал. И тут сейчас начнется немного экшонистый спидран, потому что так на изи зарашить Квая мы не можем.
Because we kind of just skipped over most of that last one here.
Первым делом строим базу, как обычно. Стартуем только с ЦЦ.
But now we're getting into something a bit more interesting, and that so this one is going to be really hectic because the first 3 minutes are pretty rough. So go ahead.
Yeah, I basically have to set up a defensive line in the first 3 minutes.
И получается, что за первые 3 минуты раннеру надо выстроить защитную линию, и тут еще ресурсы валяются чуть-чуть раскиданные по карте в небольших количествах. Мы ставим добывающие здания, ну, куда вот самолетики приносят ресурсы, прямо рядом с этими коробками. И также примерно в этом же районе мы будем строить защиту. То есть надо будет поставить бараки, надо будет поставить, возможно, немного статической защиты, потому что на нас поедет много танков. Эти танки надо перехватывать.
So, like he said earlier, we're going to be managing our economy, so we built a whole bunch of these supply depots so that our Chinooks can start.
Теперь мы зарабатываем в 3 раза больше денег, и поскольку раннер продал ЦЦ, у нас сейчас нет миникарты, как вы можете заметить. И это немного проблемно, потому что нам надо защищаться на 3 фронтах. И без миникарты не особо-то и видно, где на тебя нападают. Поэтому раннеру придется повышать уровень своего АПМа и по факту просто перекликиваться между всеми возможными местами, где на него могут нападать.
Putting infantry inside of those buildings is really helpful for defenses. So we're gonna go ahead and manage this here.
Поставили чуть-чуть бараков, строим, конечно же, ракетчиков, потому что ракетчики лучше против танков, и засаживаем их в домики. Домики, конечно, домиками, но будет неприятно, если приедут напалмовые танки. Они могут очень быстро эти домики вычистить.
So just want to add in here. The first wave of units is random. So we roll Gatling tanks, which is a very good roll. It's very easy to manage.
Вот раннер объясняет, что первая волна вражеских танков рандомная, и к нам приехали гатлинги, что в принципе хорошо, потому что гатлинги по факту мусор против турелей и домов.
Good roll.
There we go. That's good.
Это ему повезло.
There's a little bit of RNG, nothing too bad, but yeah, if we get the worst one, it can be really tough to deal with. But do we have minimap? So because of our economy, we had to sell our command center, which is what gives us the
теперь нам объясняют, что нам пришлось продать командный центр, и у нас нет карты. Но я это уже объяснил.
We don't have a command center. We sold it in order to get more resources at the very beginning here.
Насчет супергенералов, я помню, что самый последний генерал, которого мы будем бить, это драконья китайская генеральша. Я не помню, какая она именно по классу, но там довольно сложная миссия будет.
Well, we're going to find out here pretty soon. Okay, you're building a command center now.
No, I don't need this yet. I do need this. So, yeah, what's going on, man? Well, you know what?
Yeah,
Oh, there
Только
you go.
сейчас мы
Lovely.
захватываем
Okay,
нефтекачки.
do you want to talk
О,
about ECM tanks?
танки поехали опять.
These are
Oh yeah.
Ну,
Yeah,
генерал
so-
Квай, конечно,
Yeah.
тоже
So there are
АПМ.
different factions. One of the
АПМ
factions
ему не
is China,
хватает.
and China has these sort of like
На
it's like a
атак муве
satellite dish on
заехал
wheels.
прямо в
And it
самую
puts out
гущу
this,
огня.
it puts out this sort of like interference that
Да-да-да,
prevents
Лианг,
missiles from
генерал Лианг
connecting.
там будет
Like they just
последний.
deflect missiles all over the place, and it can be very difficult, especially for the U.S. U.S. uses a lot of missiles for defense, and ECMs just totally, obsolete that stuff. So we have to
ESA
be careful
строили
to make
командный
sure that we're
центр,
actually
теперь у
taking
нас
care
есть
of the
миникарта.
ECMs like ASAP,
Ну и, как
because
вы
they
можете
will
заметить
deflect
по
missiles
миникарте, у нас
around
солидная
even
линия
their,
защиты
even their other allies.
от самого
So it
низа
can
до
be kind of
самого
rough
верха.
to manage that. But as long as we can make sure
Ну
that they're
и
getting
пока мы
taken care
держим
of,
эту линию
we'll be
защиты, мы
fine.
можем настроить своих же юнитов
So right now I'm
и
building
завалить
my
врага.
I'm building my war factories. So we're gonna build up an army. Yep.
А вот
And once
сверху
that's ready,
строим
we're just gonna go in and
несколько
bash his base wide
заводов,
open.
чтобы клепать технику.
So let's see. We also want to get all these supply centers because they're gonna really boost our economy, and we need all that economy if we wanna build all those laser tanks.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this supply is done. We're gonna transfer. Let's see what else.
Продаем supply, которые уже вымайнили.
The strategy center opens up more options for me. It gives me support bonuses. So it gives me support bonuses like increased range, among other things. That I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh yeah, improved armor. So
Yep. I was gonna
this
say
is
we
not
can
good.
buy upgrades like
I
that.
need to heal that thing.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
it's just
This is my
Домик
defense.
умирает.
This was my defense. So.
И
If he
Райнер
would
послал
go for it,
чинить
yes,
этот
he's
домик
not dead.
бульдозером.
Okay, good. We
Nice.
are
Надеюсь, он
3-star now.
успеет.
Okay, so we're going to do the 3-star thing. One of the things we want to get are called Pathfinders. Pathfinders are snipers. Lovely snipers. They make short work of infantry, and you'd think that these laser tanks with their megawatt laser mounted on top would be able to handle infantry just fine. They do not. So yeah, that's unfortunate.
Сейчас
Okay.
спамим
So we are gonna need snipers. Long story
целую
short,
кучу
we're gonna need
лазерных
snipers.
танков,
And
и
those
у
are coming out
лазерных
right now.
танков есть один
Lovely those
минус,
snipers.
что они довольно плохо бьют пехоту, поэтому Райнер
Is my
еще
strat center
строит
ready? Not yet. Oh, yeah, just got ready.
пасфайндеров,
Nice,
которые по
timing.
факту снайперы.
perfect.
Okay, so
А
what else
снайперы
he's
ваншотают
doing?
пехоту в этой
We're gonna
игре.
do this and this.
Все
So,
удивительно,
let's talk about these one by
что
one. This is
гигантский
composite
лазер
armor. Composite armor gives
на
more health to
танке
these
не
tanks,
может
and we need more health for
убить
these tanks because they're
человека.
doing the heavy hitting.
Но, видимо, тут какие-то
Where am I?
противолазерные
Yeah.
противолазерные
Advanced training-
человеки.
Advanced training is a second. I don't really need it, but it gives my units more veterancy quicker, and that makes them hit harder, live longer. Good things. You just want good
Absolutely.
things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have this is a repair bay. It gives these guys passive repair. Passive repair is always nice.
Еще захватываем Repair Bay, чтобы
I need to-
у танков
I need-
был
I need this guy to do his
была
job.
пассивная, пассивный ремонт.
Okay.
Восстанавливать
You
хп
want to talk
будут.
about the panic script?
Sure. So, what's interesting is that some of these generals have what's called a panic script built into the
It's
built
just this
into
guy.
their
It's just this guy, but yeah, go
just
on.
this guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just this guy.
So whenever we enter his base and start attacking him, he's gonna be like, "Oh no, they're in my base. Let me go ahead and take all of my reserve units and like attack the nearest thing." So, by attacking his base with that bomber just now, we actually activate his panic script, and he's gonna start just pouring out all of his units to the west, which is where we have our army here. So we're gonna make short work of him.
Сейчас нам еще объясняют, что у этого генерала есть такая штука, как скрипт паники. То есть, когда нападаешь на его базу, он такой, как бы говорит: ой, на меня там нападают, убейте их всех, я вам приказываю, вот что-то в таком духе. И из-за этого все войска начинают нападать на какую-то ближайшую цель. Соответственно, мы самолетиком напали на бункер, и генерал Квай начал паниковать, послал свою армию прямо вот в нашу толпу танков. И мы их на этом же перехватили. На базе еще из бункера выпала парочка ракетчиков. Сейчас мы их снайперами посносим. А все остальное будут убивать лазерные танки.
Come
Would
on.
this be a good time to jump in for a couple of quick donations?
Oh yes,
Sure.
absolutely.
Fantastic, thank you very much. We have $50 from Gizmodo, who says, "Greetings from America. Best of luck on all
Вот
the runs
еще
today. Let's
хватаем
save the
всякие
children."
промоушены.
And we
Промоушен
also
это
have username
специальные
with a
билки,
$30
которые
donation, who says,
дают
"So
за
it seems
опыт
the general gist of this
генеральский.
game
Опыт
is
генеральский
that you
дается
conquer your
практически за
enemies
все
by
подряд, там
commanding
убивание
your
врагов и так
units.
далее.
Very observant of you there.
И
Both those donations, by the way,
среди
are
этих
going
обилок
to
есть там
the
воздушные
incentive
удары,
for Fuzziness to run
бомбардировки.
Sega Bass
И сейчас
Fishing
вот мы это
after
все
the Mario
скидываем в
Party
больших
7
количествах на
run.
врага.
A quick update on that one for you all as well. We are currently up to $839 out of the 1,500 needed. So over halfway now, still pushing towards that. Please do keep your donations coming in. That will go into a fantastic cause with Save the Children.
Absolutely. Love me some fish. Hopefully we get that fuzziness fish thing going. Sega bass fishing. Alrighty. In chat, I saw somebody ask, why are we running Laser General? So I mentioned at some point, but Laser General is one of the most varied generals, at least for the speedrun here, because some generals have like one strat that's really, really, really good, and so it just dominates the entire, the entire game plan. So it's like we could show you an hour and a half of just bunker licks,
Just rushing out one type of unit, and yeah, that's boring, man.
Yeah, it gets boring after
Нам
a
еще
while,
объясняют,
and,
почему
you definitely don't
мы
wanna watch
раним
for an
этот
hour and a
ран
half.
на лазерном
So,
генерале,
this
и
one
по
is-
факту
it's still
самая
really
главная
fast,
причина это то,
and
что
all of
лазерный
the,
генерал
all
интереснее.
the,
У
all the
большинства
missions
других
here have
генералов,
different,
если они там
different
довольно
strategies, and in
быстрые,
general,
то
it's just more of a spectator.
их
It's
суть в
more
том, что
easy
мы
to
просто
watch.
одной стратой обузим ИИ, и все, и побеждаем.
Okay, I
А
think we
у
just
лазерного
about got it.
там надо разные
Almost there.
страты придумывать,
Got that
которые
A10 strike.
поинтереснее будут для марафона.
Taking too long.
Come on, almost there. Yeah,
А, мы
BD8.
сейчас бьем танкового генерала, но играем за лазерного.
And
There
that
we
was
go.
the tank general. You gotta love that parade push.
There you go.
И какой же у нас
So that
будет
was more the
следующий
traditional
генерал?
style.
Следующий
you know,
генерал
traditional
Доктор
style
Тракс.
of gameplay
Токсичный
here is
генерал.
that, we just build an overwhelming force and take out their
Звучит
base.
как
But every once in a while
типичный
we get
житель твичевого
opportunities to do a
чата.
little something different. Like with this one. This is Toxin General. So you notice that we're USA. We just fought China, and now we're up against the GLA. GLA as a faction is a
Первый
terrorist
генерал
cell
ГЛА,
kind of
против
thing.
которого мы
They use
выступаем.
guerrilla warfare and sort of like it's hard to describe, but they use sort of guerrilla warfare and junk and stuff like that to and stealth to really.
This whole game is a parody on the war on terror, and yeah,
Yes.
just imagine these guys are the terrorists.
Yeah, that's more or less what it is. So on this
Нравится,
one,
как
we're going to be doing, we're
обузит
going to be rushing, or Sketch is going to be rushing an
экскаваторы,
airfield
чтобы они
here
сквозь здания
because,
проезжали, когда они
we're going to build
строятся.
some helicopters, the Comanches, and we're going to be doing a lot of very specific operations with those. We'll get more into that in a second here, but yeah, the main one, this one, is that we're just going to build up a little bit of a defense to protect ourselves, and then from there we're going
Ну,
to be
наш
doing a
первый
very
план это
precision
будет построить
surgical
немного
strike
защиты, чтобы отбиваться от первых атак
to
врага,
take this one out.
но
This
параллельно
one in
мы строим, как вы
particular,
можете
there's not a lot of
заметить,
buildings, to
аэропорты,
destroy, but they're all kind of
откуда
all over
мы,
the
насколько
place.
я помню, будем делать вертолетики.
So we need to. There's like a single building, an arms dealer, which is like a war factory. It builds vehicles and stuff like that. It's off on the very far, like the bottom right of the level here, and then the rest of his base is sort of in the northeast corner. So we need to make a push to capture that arms dealer in the bottom right, and then from there we're going to circle around the backside of the base because they don't have a lot of anti-air, so we can actually just sneak into the back door and just start destroying their entire
Вот и
base from the
объясняют,
inside
что мы
out.
будем использовать воздух, потому что конкретно у этого
that's not a big
генерала
deal.
довольно мало противовоздушной защиты, и
Okay, Comanche
его
time.
намного
so we're gonna
легче
start
воздухом
with
завалить.
this. Gonna blow that up. We wanna blow this demo trap up. We don't have to blow it up. But it's good for us because he gets veterancy and he shoots at like double the fire rate, and that's a big deal for me.
Взрываем грузовичок,
Exactly.
чтобы
Yeah. So,
повысить
one of the things
ранг этого
we kind of
вертолета.
mentioned earlier is that there's
Вообще повышать
general
ранги в этой игре
experience.
довольно
So,
полезно,
as
потому
you
что это
destroy
сильно
things,
повышает
as you,
выживаемость и урон
just get
юнитов.
more progress more through the
И,
match.
например,
You
в
get
спидране,
experience
если у вас там
that
есть
will
какой-то
that'll give
трехлучковый
you
юнит, то
like
терять
either
его
special
очень
powers
нежелательно.
or like unit unlocks and stuff like that. So we're going to be using that to get like the A10 strikes, which is what lets us do that sort of airstrike to destroy the enemy. The other thing is that units themselves get veteracy, which we said makes them attack faster, live longer, stuff like that. But it's very, very useful.
Oh, we low powered. Oh, fine. All part of the plan, man.
Oh, there you go. Perfect timing. So we're going to be doing some Chinooks, or not, yeah, we're going to use Rangers here to capture a couple of buildings, and we're going to be destroying these toxin bunkers because two things. One, it gives us a little bit of general experience in Federacy, but two, the poison takes out the GLA's stinger sites, yeah. So they're run with actual like men inside, and so the toxin is effective against the infantry units there. So that's going to take out those stinger sites, and that's going to allow us to just straight up
Тут мы еще отправились в правую нижнюю часть захватывать
Another thing you're going to see a lot of that we haven't talked about.
токсиновое хранилище, и там есть еще армс-дилер. Это такая небольшая маленькая часть базы врага, но основная часть находится сверху справа.
The basic infantry unit that we have an upgrade called the flashbang, which allows them to take out garrisoned units like instantly. So they can just shoot a flashbang into a building and clear out an entire building instantly. It's really, really strong. Every faction has one. For GLA and China, it's a tank. There's like the toxin tank and the flamethrower tank. Dragon tank, there we go.
Нам тут объясняют, что у каждой фракции есть юнит или апгрейд, который позволяет вычищать загарнизоненное здание очень быстро. Скетч вебка пропала. Вернулась. И да, и получается, что у США это флешбэнг-граната, у ГЛА это токсиновый танк, и у китайцев это напалмовый танк, который дракон.
We're gonna wait a little bit because I want to make sure I have enough bombers.
Вот тут, как вы видите, мы залетели вертолетами сзади базы, просто убиваем по-быстрому все здания, которые не защищены противовоздушной защитой. А противовоздушная защита — это там такие кругленькие палаточки с ракетчиками, они же Stinger Sights, и к ним лучше не подлетать, потому что они вертолеты снесут в два счета.
Thank you very much. We have a $5 donation from Shaw who says, "Unit lost." We also have a $25 donation from Astral Storm who says, "Nuclear launch detected." And Sir Zeller has just
Сейчас читаю донаты, в которые пишут мемы из Command & Conquer'ов.
And I love Command & Conquer Generals. It was one of my first RTS games. And just to let you know, the $5 from Shaw is going towards Shootmania, the one-hand hard map showcase. The $25 from Astral Storm is going towards the blindfold choice for the Super Smash Bros. Melee Adventure Mode, and that's on the White Cat option, putting that into second. And finally, Zazzelot is splitting their donation between Sega Bass Fishing and that one-hand showcase as well. Thank you all so much for your donations.
Thank you.
Временем чатик можете тоже сказать, какая у вас была первая стратегия, в которую вы играли.
That was so close. I lost one of the A10s. Normally 3 A10s are just enough, but I lost one.
Чуть не случилась проблема, а Райнер самолетиками, которые А-10 добивал врага, и он чуть их не потерял, и это потеряло бы ему кучу времени. А следующий у нас генерал Тао, он же нюковый генерал. Вижу много любителей Дюны. Вот вы начинали с Дюны 2, а я помню, что я в самом детстве, меня самая первая, наверное, была или второй Warcraft, или Дюна 2000. Скорее всего, это был все-таки второй Warcraft.
All right, Nuke General is interesting in that he doesn't rebuild any of the buildings that are lost. So we can kind of poke at him and take out some of his buildings, and it won't be a problem at all.
Опять-таки, нюковый генерал
If
на
you're
нас
playing
немного
this casually,
пофлексил,
you can just take
кинул
your
нюк
time,
рядом
really.
с нашей базой.
The only pressure you have is to blow up his production, so just blow up his war factories, and you know you can take your time about the rest.
There we go. All right. What's nice about this map is that there's a lot of economy that we can work with. There's like 3 different supply depots, or big supply depots. What do you call them? Supply spots? Whatever. You know, the big ones that you can get supplies from. So that's really handy.
Ну, опять-таки,
And
макрим сейчас себе
there's also a
бараки,
bunch of
макрим
oil
себе
derricks that'll give
суплаи.
us more money as
Но
well.
первая задача против нюкового генерала
Getting
будет,
that passive
как ни
income.
странно, не
right.
завалить нюки, а завалить продакшн,
Okay, I think
который
we're...
будет мешать больше, а все
we're getting
остальное по ходу дела уже
Okay.
разберем.
This is another lull segment as well, so if you have any Huds, if you have any
Я вообще помню,
donations
что у
you'd like
меня
to
в
call out,
детстве
go right
на
ahead.
дисках был первый Command and
No further
Conquer,
donations at the moment, but I
но
would
там,
like to
мне
remind
кажется, было
everyone that we
4
are
разных
raising money
диска,
for Save the Children, a
и
really
я что-то не
fantastic
разобрался, как
charity.
установить игру.
They've got over 25,000 dedicated staff all over
Возможно,
the
я или
world,
что-то не
and Save the Children
доставил, или
responds to
там
major
что-то
emergencies,
сломалось.
delivering
Я помню, что первый
innovative
Command and Conquer
programs
я так и
and
не
ensuring
поиграл,
children's
но
voices
я
are
очень
heard
много играл во второй,
through
который
our
теперь
campaign to
Ансан,
build a
и
better
он,
future for and
наверное,
with
до сих пор один
children.
из моих
And Save the
любимых.
Children's bold ambition builds on 100 years of experience of bringing communities, civil society,
Теперь
governments,
Ансан вообще
businesses,
замечательная
and
РТС-ка
donors
была.
together to achieve lasting change for children. Every
Первый
single
Red
penny
Alert я
that you're
как-то
able to donate
пропустил.
really does
Играл
count.
потом уже во
So,
второй,
you know,
когда
if
он
you are able
вышел.
to, please do consider
Еще
donation,
играл первый Age of
donating to the marathon
Empires,
and to Save
старые
the
Total
Children.
War,
It's
которые
really appreciated.
медиевал.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Won't somebody think of the children?
Что там еще было? Ну первый StarCraft,
All right.
естественно.
So, Nuke General is about to send over a couple of helixes, so we're going to build some rocket soldiers on the hill up here.
Сходу так и не помню, какие
Just
еще там были
because they're gonna try
стратегии
and take
такие
us out,
старые,
so we're gonna make
примерно
sure that they don't
2000-го и
get that
раньше.
far. Another thing is that this base in particular has kind of poor stealth detection. They use a lot of garrison buildings as their defenses instead of using the Gatling turrets, and the Gatling
хороший
turrets can
point.
detect stealth and
КНД
the
тоже
garrison
играл.
buildings cannot. So that's going to allow us to kind of come in sneakily here in a little bit. Oh, here are the helixes. Use the laser targeting, make sure we send out more missiles.
Emperor Battle for Dune тоже помню.
Okay,
Он
good for us.
попозднее вышел и выглядел довольно неплохо на свое
Almost
время.
got that barracks, but we're not going to let them.
Okay, so part of this mission, part of speeding things up is to just pick up. Where we're trying to find like blind spots to pick apart, things like this, for example. I mean, these are we need to blow these up anyway. So since we can do it now, it's free kill.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, you'll notice that we got the flashbangs coming in, clearing out these buildings
Возвращаясь
here.
к
Very-
спидрану,
and
тем
look
временем
at that.
мы пытаемся
So,
выключить
very helpful.
электричество нюковому
Oh,
генералу
I forgot all these
и
things.
строим опять-таки аэропорты.
Yeah, we'll get this started. And this guy's gonna go. We're gonna blow this up.
Ну, Majesty,
We lost
наверное,
3
с трудом
guards.
можно назвать стратегией, но да, тоже вариант.
If
Но
I
если
don't pay
Majesty
attention to this guy, he
называть,
tends to
то
die,
еще
so-
Disciples первый
Yeah,
был,
for
и
sure.
Герой, естественно.
And there is a nuke cannon right there. So
Героев
they
я
will
начинал
tend
играть с
to, get
первых.
hit by that.
А потом вторые
No, the
мне
strange
мозг
thing is
порвали.
the new cannons don't do anything at all.
Насколько они были
They
крутые.
just sit around. I mean, they try to run you over. They don't shoot. That's the really weird thing about these guys. I'm not
And
sure
the
why.
AI in this is a little busted.
Yeah, to say the least. This 0 hour had a terrible death cycle, in my estimation.
Ну,
Like,
Герой
I
это
heard it was
стратегия, да, но
so,
только пошаговая.
I wouldn't be
They-
А мы
they
surprised.
сейчас
actually
больше
had,
за РТС
many
говорим,
more things
но в
planned.
принципе
Like the
можно и все стратегии
Right now you see,
закинуть туда, потому что кто-то и цивилизацию упоминал.
right now you see the new general. He has ordinary tank hunters, the rocket soldiers, and
Периметр тоже помню, мне ее подарили на какой-то то ли 11-й, то ли 12-й день рождения.
Interesting.
He's supposed to have nuclear tank hunters. He's supposed to have I don't know what else. I don't have. I'm not.
Хотя я
entirely
много
sure.
в нее не
We're not
играл.
blowing this up yet, are we?
Nuclear powered
Oh, we better blow this
harvesters.
up now. Better blow this up now.
Yes,
Yes,
you
nuclear
better.
battle masters. You see those guys. Yep.
Boom.
Okay, so we're gonna send Colonel Burton out.
Okay, a couple things real quick. So there's a couple of those.
Тем
nuke
временем
trucks
Раннер
just
сделал
running around.
полковника
That one just so
Бёртона,
happens to be able to be used to
это
where we can blow up his
который
incoming forces, while we
крутой
capture his war
командос у
factory.
США.
Two,
Сейчас он пойдет выполнять свои
every
командосовые
base
задачки.
or every faction has a super infantry unit. Ours is
Он
Colonel
объясняет, что
Burton,
у
who's
каждой
like a
фракции
Rambo
есть
kind of guy. He's
типа
stealthy.
вот такой
He
вот
has a
суперовый
big
юнит
gun,
типа
and
Бёртона.
he can like plant bombs and blow stuff
Мы
up.
будем надеяться,
And
что
he can also
Бёртона не
climb up
убьют,
walls and
это
stuff.
вполне
He's a big
возможно.
tough guy. So we're gonna send him behind enemy lines, and because he doesn't need to walk through the front door, he can like climb over the wall and
Yeah, he's just gonna
get
get in
behind.
here and blow up the Gatling cannon with his burst rifle.
Yeah, so he's just gonna
В
sneak
первую
in
очередь
behind
он
there and just take that
там
out.
зачистит
Oh, I need to take that
гатлинговую
down.
пушку.
Okay, so the reason why I took this Gatling cannon down is because I want to sneak this Comanche through and poke in from this side. Okay, is he done yet? Yeah, he's done. Okay. Okay, good for us. We're getting things done.
Упоминают Age of Mythology, она уже позднее была. Это уже, так сказать, следующее поколение эйджевых игр было. Age of Mythology, да, было прикольно. Жалко, конечно, за китайское DLC. Очень жалко. Но за китайское DLC Age of Mythology мы не говорим.
Oh, he threw his artillery. Don't.
Хотя в основном
Okay, that was close.
Microsoft вроде бы нормальные ремейки и дополнения делала для Age of игр.
Well, you're going to see these bombers a lot, especially in the next couple of levels. We have access to these Aurora bombers, or the USA has access to the Aurora bombers, in which when they're on their attack run, like when they're going
Добиваем
towards
электростанции.
their target, they cannot be attacked or damaged. So they are invulnerable, which means you get a
Но вроде
guaranteed
бы
hit
этого еще
whenever you go into the
недостаточно, да.
attack. But as soon as that attack is done, they're super vulnerable and they will die like almost instantly every time. But they're very helpful for us because
Сейчас Раннер все еще пытается выключить электроэнергию на базе врага, чтобы, во-первых, статическую защиту отключить, во-вторых, чтобы нюки не делались. И вот Бёртон просто сидит сзади базы, пытается их убить. Он чуть не умер, потому что когда электростанция взрывается, после нее остается вот такая типа радиация. И он стоял в этой луже радиации. Ну как радиация? Это... Вот эти вот оранжевые спецэффекты.
Okay. Okay, power's down. That means we can.
Вот, все, наконец-то отключил электроэнергию.
So this guy, well, this Comanche, I'm just gonna send him over to help out because we really need help here. What else? We need more bombers, so we're gonna get more bombers. And Colonel Burton. Okay, well, Colonel Burton's job is done, so we don't need him there anymore.
Бёртон выполнил свою задачу. Осталось только посносить все здания и все.
No, don't die.
О, потерял вертуху. Потому что в башне сидели ракетчики. Руина.
Do I have any more bombers? There we go. Okay, that was weird. Well, okay, I should have expected that. So what's happening is the nuclear silo is blocking the way. It's kind of obnoxious, but yeah. So we have to come in through this way, which is unfortunate. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, there we go.
И он таки успел все добить. Внезапно миссия закончилась. Передаю привет твоему сыну Алдару. Пусть растет и играет в стратежке. О, следующий у нас генерал Александр. Она же это, генерал супероружий с ионными пушками.
Anyways, enough about that. This is the super weapon general, who is probably the hardest general to fight.
Опять-таки на нас флексят, на этот раз пушкой фиолетовой.
Super weapon might actually be harder than that.
Опять токсичные генералы в чате.
Super weapon is like I said, it's gonna be pretty rough, so I'm gonna let Sketch do his thing here.
В общем,
So there's
этот
gonna be a
генерал,
lot of
она довольно
poking.
проблематичная,
She's gonna
потому
send
что
over a bunch of
она
forces, just
мало
like
того,
every
что
once in a while, it's gonna
супероружием,
do a
она
ton
еще и
of
кучу
obnoxious
войск
damage.
посылает, особенно
Like nothing
воздушных.
super critical,
Тут,
but
как вы можете
just
заметить,
it's gonna be
большинство
really
карт это
frustrating 'cause
вода,
she's gonna blow up our buildings, and
и
she's gonna
вот в самом
target
начале,
our resources
помимо
and stuff like
того,
that.
что надо
She's
расстраиваться,
very
надо еще
frustrating to
строить
fight against,
защиту, вот особенно на
especially on the
северную
hardest
часть,
difficulty.
чтобы отбиваться от
But one of the
самолетиков.
things we're gonna do is we can actually manip her
И вот
AI a bit.
вы видите, что
So
раннер
she
ставит
has
парочку
access to
фундаментов зданий
A10s, just like we do.
сбоку,
And
но
so
он не
one of the
будет
things
их
that she's
строить
gonna
до
do
конца.
is that she's gonna
И это
target
делается для того,
specific buildings
чтобы
for her A10
обузить
strike
искусственный интеллект.
based off of like a certain
Когда
criteria. I believe it's
искусственный
something along
интеллект
the
видит,
lines
что
of
вот тут
like
пачка
3
зданий, и он
units in high
туда
value.
кидает
So if
ионную
we can
пушку.
build 3 buildings right next
Ну,
to each
этот
other
particle
that are all
uplink
pretty
cannon.
expensive,
Будем
she
называть ее
will
ионной пушкой.
specifically try to attack that thing.
И,
And
соответственно,
because of
раннер будет
buildings,
стараться
if
просто
they're at
поставить
0%
пачку
or they're
зданий,
not
чтобы
finished building,
ИИ слил
and they're at
свою
full
ионную
health,
пушку
you
на эти
actually
здания,
cancel
и
it. Oh,
потом
I
он
just
их
saw the
отменит
A10s
сразу.
coming in over the top.
Oh yeah, I should have shown you guys. It was awesome. Like 0 damage to me.
Yeah. So
Вот, и
because of
вертухи
that,
прилетели.
you know, we have to sort of set up
Довольно
a
быстро.
decoy, and then we can actually refund those buildings before she attacks them, and we can get a full refund, and we avoid taking any damage. So it's the best way we can know how.
Топор,
to
если
get through
Изерли
this,
держит
because
тебя в
otherwise
заложниках,
she would just be destroying our
не
base
знаю,
right now.
напиши 3 точки.
We also did a manip to like pull aggro from the Comanches to the command center, and then we're gonna
И
take
вообще,
them out
Изерли,
with,
если ты
with
держишь его в
missiles.
заложниках,
She's
что ты
also
не
gonna
заставляешь
send
его
over,
комментить
like
мегаменов?
Chinook with Rangers in them, so we're gonna build some anti-air right here. It's just constant, right? This is probably one of the most difficult because there's all that going on. But at the other hand, you may notice on the mini map that the super weapon general, her name is General Alexander. Alexander's base is an island, so we can't get land forces over there. We also
Вот
she
еще
also
объясняет,
has
что
these
база
EMP turrets
генерала Александр
that
находится на острове,
essentially
то есть
insta-kill
танками,
any Air Force unit.
пехотами
Like
туда
any,
нельзя добраться.
You know, helicopters or planes or anything that tries to fly
Поэтому
over
мы
will
будем
instantly get
опять-таки
destroyed
использовать
because the EMP,
воздушный транспорт,
like,
воздушные
instantly
войска для
disables the
этого.
units and they just fall to the ground. So she is super hard to get in on.
Вот мы тут
So
вспоминаем
this is one where we're
всякие
gonna have to build some
РТС,
particle
доходя до
cannons,
обскурных.
from the super
А кто-то
weapons. We
помнит
haven't talked about them much
РТС
'cause they haven't
под
been
названием
very
Атрокс?
notable, but this is when we
Или она
finally
мне
get to start
приснилась в
building
моей
particle
жизни?
cannons. Because one of the only ways that we can really get into her base is to disable her power.
Мне кажется,
there's a
Атрокс
lot of
был
power to get rid of it,
каким-то
We'll
недоклоном
get to that soon,
Старкрафта.
but yeah,
Я
she's
даже
gonna
не
send a
помню от
Chinook over
кого
here,
конкретно.
and
We run them over. Simple enough.
simple enough. Also, we put out some decoy units so that they would use their. She has her own Aurora bombers like we use, that are like super powerful, and so we just sort of set up a decoy so that.
Нет,
she'll
Трейдес
focus on
это из
that
Дюны,
instead of our
это
base.
фракция.
And it can be really expensive. Like she can take
В
down the
чат
command
даже
center.
напишу, как
Like
она
4
называлась.
bombers, I
Вроде
think.
так.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
О,
brutal.
кто-то даже помнит.
it's dummy.
Значит,
It's
это не
dummy strong.
помешательство меня одного.
So, but yeah, so we're going to be overtaking this part of the island here. We have some room to build, but we're also going to need to start taking over. There's a couple of like smaller
Как
islands
Хенда
around
вспоминали,
the
да.
area. We're going to do a little island hopping and take over all of those, and sort of cripple her defenses from that side, and sort of build up our economy. And stuff.
РТС, где все под водой, что-то не припоминаю такого.
Okay.
Also, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I think I'm
Okay.
good.
So the particle cannon is coming up here. The A10 strike is on a 4-minute timer, which is the exact same as the particle uplink cannon.
То Annihilation
So,
вспоминали.
lucky for us, they're about around the same time. So we are going to be setting up.
Тоже, как обычно, вспоминают про Battle for the Middle Earth. Но это опять-таки уже позднее было, это не совсем старая РТС.
And then there goes the particle cannon. So she's going to attack the building that was
Ну а
just there.
сейчас,
And she
сейчас,
locks
кстати, я
in
вон
her
слышал,
target really
делают
quickly.
этот Company of Heroes
And,
3.
once
Интересно
we
будет
disable that,
посмотреть.
she won't change target. So
Хотя
that's how
он,
we're gonna be able to
как
sort
говорят,
of
будет более похож на
survive,
Total War,
the fact that she's gonna just start
больше, чем
attacking our
остальные
base
Company of
nonstop.
Heroes.
All right.
This AI manip hasn't been figured out perfectly. Oh yeah, there you go. Sometimes this happens. Oh no, no! Oh, I lost
О,
everything. Okay.
разбомбили раннера.
Don't worry, we can always rebuild.
We can
We can always
rebuild.
rebuild, but you know this causes me to lose time, and because I gotta rebuild and everything.
Yeah.
Проблема.
This doesn't matter.
Ну, он
I
может,
can always
конечно,
rebuild that.
отстроиться,
I
но
have to
это
wait for
потеря
all
времени.
three. I'm waiting for 3 particle cannons, so do I even need this?
Ну он сам
You know, let's just
пытается
get it up
particle
first.
cannon
What
делать,
does it
чтобы
matter?
контрить
Just
particle
get it up
cannon.
first. Uh,
Yeah, stuff like that. It's exactly the reason why you know this mission is one of the hardest ones. Is that stuff like that can happen where you think you have the manip just right, and yeah, then we get
That's how you don't.
actually obliterated. So yeah, that happens sometimes. But lucky for us, it's not the end of the world. We got money. Just gonna
We've
lose
got
it
plenty
sometime.
of money, and we're gonna drop some. We're gonna drop some ranges. We just hit 3-star. We're gonna drop some ranges to blow this thing up. We're gonna slow push our way to this supply center.
Сейчас понемногу начинаем двигаться
Mainly
на
because we don't have
другие
anything else to
острова.
do while waiting for our particle cannons to get
Дропаем
ready.
рейнджеров на центральный, и
Yeah,
надо будет
so we're just
левый
gonna
верхний
get this
зачистить
started first.
в ближайшее время.
And I low powered myself.
Да, Battle Realms тоже
And I
хорошая
shot this
вещь.
running.
Вроде бы не вспоминали
You're
еще.
fine. You're fine.
Может, я и не заметил.
Okay, so good, he's dead. We're gonna.
Я помню, что-то еще похоже на Battle Realms я видел.
We need this to be ready.
Но пока что
So,
первое, что в голову
what
приходит,
this
это
guy has
Spellforce.
is,
Я, кстати, начинал
is this
проходить
lovely
третий
thing called,
Spellforce, но еще не
He
допрошел.
has this is a strategy center, and
Но второй
you
проходил
deploy a
полностью.
strategy at your strategy center, and what the strategy that I want is called search and destroy. It improves my attack range so that these guys have just enough range to shoot that thing up.
Mhm.
They're supposed to have just enough range. Okay. Die. Okay, thank you.
Не, ну Warcraft 3 это
There's
понятно.
a couple
Стратегия от
different
Blizzard'ов,
varieties
EA
of the
и
strategies. There's like
Microsoft,
a search and destroy,
cell
which is the increased
Microsoft.
range. There's
Это
also a
всем известная
defensive one
вещь.
that gives you more armor. There's also one that makes units do
Okay,
more
they're shooting back.
damage.
They're shooting back. That's good. They weren't shooting back just now. I wasn't sure why. Anyway, it's sorted out now. We can get started with 2 more particle cannons, and yeah, once those are ready, we can start with the second phase of blowing up that what's it called? That supply center.
Но Command and Conquer изначально был от Westwood, но
Okay,
потом
so
EA
those guys
купили
dead.
Westwood,
Lovely.
и на том, собственно, кончился Westwood.
Now let's hope this one
Нет
works.
истории печальнее
Okay,
на
so I
свете,
have
как
this thing called
говорится.
I'm gonna use my A10 strike on her. We're gonna try and blow up these reactors because we've discovered
Но
that
часть
she
Westwood
does not
дальше
rebuild these
работает под
reactors,
названием
so,
Petroglyph
if you can
Games.
blow those up, you know, it's free kills. You might as well just do it now.
Mhm.
These reactors she rebuilds. These reactors she rebuilds. Anything on the low ground here she rebuilds. And I better get ready for my AI manip again.
Yeah. 10 seconds still.
Yep, 10 seconds.
Опять вражеские самолеты
These bombers, they
прилетают,
get
опять
very good
ставим
EXP. The problem is,
фундаменты, чтобы байтить Particle Cannon.
my anti-IS sucks, so hang on, I gotta get this thing right. I'm gonna put like
Okay.
5 or 6 of them just to be sure.
And make sure you have a whole bunch
Oh,
of
I'm
them.
low powered. No. Okay. Should I just sell
Oh.
one of these? Forget it. Doesn't matter. Not a big deal.
Электростанции не хватает
Not a
раннеру.
big deal.
Particle Cannon остановились.
Okay.
Опять руина. Что-то генерал
Let's just
Александр
make sure-
душит.
Yes.
That 810. Is that working?
That's
Okay.
better. That's better. Good A10s.
Yeah, that's good. I wasn't sure. That angle didn't look right. I was like, oh.
Yeah. That's never happened before.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little storm the beach action here.
Come on, do your job. Kill these guys. Okay, so we'll just blow these up first. Yeah, and that's it. Ooh, so this happened. Well, it's not a big deal. Oh, this happened.
И опять вертухи
Where was
прилетели.
I? Okay,
И их даже
so
нечем
we're gonna have to
отбивать
figure
там.
out how to deal with this.
Чё душно тут раннеру.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. This is actually not good. Come on, can we shoot back, please?
It sounds like you're having a tough time, Sketch. Can I maybe inspire you with some donations?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
О, сейчас
Amazing.
еще
Dragon's
один
Lord
канон
has
потеряет.
donated $50,
Таки потерял.
and that has put that one towards
Ну,
Sega
неэффективно
Bass
раннер
Fishing,
играет,
because,
у
of
него
course,
там
we all wanna
23
see that
тысячи
game being
баксов
run.
в запасе.
We also have
Строил
a
бы юнитов больше,
$25
строил бы там
donation from Paul190, who said,
продакшн,
I'm
макро, вот
currently
это
working in a
все.
children's psych ward and will start as a child and adolescent psychiatrist next year when I finish
Нет,
my
это
medical
раннеру
studies.
что-то не
I can
повезло, его там
confidently tell you, any help children get in tough situations is worth
со всех сторон
multiples later.
завалили.
We should listen more to children's ideas and thoughts. Such an inspiring
Я смотрел
view
другие раны
of the
этого
world,
раннера, и у него
and,
там таких
you know,
проблем
I
не
agree with
было.
that fully as well. So, you know, it really does make a huge difference every single dollar that you are able to donate out there. So thank
Ну
you
и
very
плюс
much.
конкретно в этом ране
Absolutely.
эта генеральша считается самой сложной. Ну, одной из.
Alright, so we're kind of
Генерал Лианг
scrambling here.
может с ней поспорить.
Yeah, we are definitely scrambling here.
We will survive. We'll overcome this, but yeah, this is definitely putting a little bit of a damper on things here.
Деньги есть,
Luckily,
отстроиться можно.
we have a bit of a
Это самое
buffer here with
главное.
our estimate, so that won't be a problem for the marathon.
Камбэк возможен.
But yeah, this is definitely rough. But here's the thing, right? Is that one of the things that comes with running on the hardest difficulty is that you have times like this when, you know,
Кстати, говоря про игры, которые мне, возможно,
возможно,
приснились. Я помню, была РТС-ка такая в древнегреческие времена или около того, где это в основном РТС-ка, но можно переключаться в виды третьего лица за героев и бегать за них, месить врагов. Кто-то такое помнит? Я там даже название уже не вспомню.
These things are cheap.
You're right. Luckily, those airfields are pretty cheap. So.
Okay.
All right. So what's our strategy? You're building Comanches here. What's the plan with these?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for these two particle cannons to get ready, and once the two particle cannons are ready, actually, you know what? I'm gonna cancel these. Give me a moment. The particle cannons.
Не-не-не, ангелы, демоны и нежить это скорее всего Disciples. Age of Mythologies там не было режима третьего лица, это просто РТС-ка. Но это как бы именно вот что-то в районе там древнегреческих войн.
Okay, where was I? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take two particle cannons. We're going to destroy her power, and once her power is destroyed, we just sweep in with Comanches and blow up everything else that we missed out on. So yeah, it's gonna look like that. Oh, very nice. Look at that.
Вот. Rise and
So
Fall Civilizations at War.
we're gonna start this thing now.
Спасибо, Наруто Рандом.
8 reactors
Это оно, да.
with this thing.
Сохраню себе, может, перепройду потом.
5 reactors with this thing. And
А Disciples это
let's
такие
just hope
себе
we get
герои
enough power for this, because
со своим
if this does
твистом.
not go well, let's not think about that, shall we? I actually wanted to wait for 3 particle cannons, but we're losing time as it is. I'm just gonna wait for a couple more bombers to be safe. I want to take this thing down. Okay. I tell you what. Let's just dive in now. I'm gonna send this guy to take this down. We're gonna make sure that this works. This jolly well work. Oh no! It stopped. It powered back up. Yeah, that's what happens.
Though the Horned Rat звучит как Warhammer.
We're gonna need this bomber.
Хотя название я вроде бы
We're gonna
незнакомое.
take this bomber, and he's gonna go for. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna take this bomber, and he's gonna go for this. The problem is the dozers, really.
Yes.
Yeah, the dozers
So-
keep rebuilding. They rebuild really aggressively. So, if you don't execute this perfectly.
Тем временем раннер все еще пытается избавить
if you don't execute this
противника
well, you
от
could be in hot water.
электростанций.
I'm
Ну,
gonna
в
go in
принципе,
there,
он
and I'm going to kill the
электрику уже
dozers because
вырубил
I hate them so much.
на вражеской базе, все остальное должно быть изи.
Hang on, let's take this down first.
Make sure you're taking down those
Die.
towers.
Thank you.
There you go. That's just gonna buy yourself a little more time here.
Yeah, it's gonna buy me time. I need that time. This guy is gonna go for this. I need more Comanches. Where are my Comanches?
They all died.
Oh, they all died. No.
Танер такой, мне надо больше команчи, где мои команчи?
Oh, he
И
died too.
комментатор такой, они
What was
умерли.
that? What was that all about?
Джонни, я не чувствую команчей.
Yeah,
So
everyone
you
loves
guys,
to run
you guys are
away
gonna
and
get a taste.
improvise.
This is what the improvised route kind of looks like. That's the reason why our strategies are really important. That we make sure we nail everything right the first time.
Да,
is
Dungeon
that,
Keeper тоже
you know,
вспоминали.
making sure that we're
Хотя я
able
в
to
него
like
довольно
take out
мало
their
играл,
base
но помню
defenses
такой.
and slip in undetected. Like that's like the biggest thing because otherwise
Трансляция
you just have these
сломалась,
scrambles
все,
here
все
where it's like they're
вернулось.
going to be aggressively rebuilding their base and their defenses and their units, and we have to be able to adapt to that.
У меня какие-то в последнее время
That's okay. We
проблемы
got
с
the
тем,
upper
чтобы
hand now.
смотреть
We're in
Twitch
their base.
Firefox.
We're destroying all their stuff. Their command center is now down, which means that they can't build any more dozers. Well, not down just yet. It's almost down.
Okay, so now we've gotten the command
There we
center. She is not building any more dozers, and all these guys shooting the wrong building. I don't need them to shoot that.
Warrior Kings не вспоминали,
Okay,
вроде бы.
Okay, the
Все-таки, может
scramble is
быть,
over.
пропустил.
You know, it's a little rough, but we got it.
Мегаломанию вспоминали.
yeah, we got it.
Хотя вот
We
с
got it,
Мегаломанией
just close it
я
down
сам
now.
практически не знаком. А Warrior Kings более-менее, да.
Oh, too close.
Yeah, he's got some missile defenders, or she's got some missile defenders in
In
one
sitting
of
in this
those.
fire base over here. Almost there.
almost.
This is the last
Man.
building.
Это вроде бы последнее здание,
And-
да.
Well, it's not time
Всё.
yet. It's time for this
Наконец-то
mission, but-
победили.
Okay.
Yeah.
so
Супероружную
that mission done. All right,
генеральшу.
we did it.
All
О,
right.
ну Стронгхолд. Как же мы забыли про
What
Стронгхолд,
a
честное
nightmare.
слово. Дошек, что ты не вспомнил про Стронгхолд? А следующий у нас принц Кассад, наш противник.
Up
Он
next, Prince Kassad, who is the
стелсовый
stealth
генерал.
general.
Да.
Yes.
So the fun bit about Stealth General is that all his buildings are camouflaged. You
Ну
can't-
и
yeah, you
стелсовый
see over
генерал
here,
оправдывает
you
свое
need
название,
detection
у него
everywhere you go.
практически ничего не видно. У
Yeah,
него
so that's
все.
gonna be. Fortunately,
всё
I
скрыто.
remember where all the buildings are.
И у
The
него
problem
база
is,
еще
it's not like
разделена
you can
на
just-
две
it's not like you
части,
can just
сверху
left-click
слева
on the
и
building. You gotta get into
снизу
range, and they
слева.
can reveal themselves and all
И
that stuff.
чтобы видеть, почему мы
So,
будем стрелять, нам надо
And
будет немного
another thing
детекшена.
about the Stealth General, a little bit more detail. His base is split into two. So we're essentially executing two. Can you call it two different strategies?
Yeah,
One
I
for
think
each
so.
base.
Yeah,
And
the two strats in tandem.
yeah, we have to do it at the same time
Тут
because
будет
we're trying to save time
довольно
and all.
много
And that's what makes this mission
микринга, довольно много чизовых страт, чтобы
Because you're trying to do
завалить
both at the
врага
same
как
time.
можно быстрее. Black and White кайфовая игра.
So, we're gonna
Сложно,
set up our
конечно,
base real
назвать
quick.
ее
Gonna
РТС-кой,
get multiple
но,
supply depots.
в
There's a bunch
принципе,
of, like,
если
separate
Majesty
supply
считать как
piles here
РТС,
we
то
can
Black and
gather.
White тоже,
So having
наверное.
multiple supply depots makes that go faster because the units have more can all independently gather resources and then bring them back instead of waiting in line.
А вот тем временем
So we're gonna
тут
build up our defenses
прибегают
here.
вражеские
Luckily, base
рабочие,
defenses,
которые пытаются поставить
have the
мины,
power to detect stealth.
и
So, like,
Райнер
the laser
это,
turrets that
так
we're
сказать,
gonna build, they're gonna be able
предотвращает,
to do that,
приводит
which is nice because that
свои
means they
дозеры,
can't sneak into our base through the
и
front door.
дозерами переезжает рабочего. И чтобы эти мины
But-
тут больше
so,
никто
like I
не
said,
ставил,
they have two bases,
в принципе,
a north
чтобы
and a south
обеспечить
base.
себе
The
защиту,
south
ставят тут
base
немного
is susceptible to,
статические
a Chinook
турельки.
attack. So we're gonna get one of our supply guys, our supply helicopters, and we're gonna fill it up with rangers and a couple of like missile launchers and guys and stuff like that. And we're gonna go behind enemy lines and capture a bunch of buildings on that side, and then we're gonna take out the building that way by just capturing things and overtaking the base from the inside. Whereas on the top part, we have to build in like a parade push kind of thing, where we're just gonna go in with an overwhelming force and just brute force our way in. Both sides are heavily fortified, but you know there's a lot more air defenses on the north side, so we can't just sneak in like we normally do. All the while, we do have to be worried about Prince Kassad, the enemy here, has the ability to do this like sneak attack thing where he puts up a tunnel that comes in anywhere he wants, and he can spawn it in our base and just start pumping out
Еще
units.
объясняют, что у Кассада есть способность
As well as
заспавнить в любой точке карты туннель, через который будут выходить враги. Так что надо будет быть с этим осторожным. Такой себе местный вариант Нидуса, как в Старкрафте.
There is a mod that sort of has some quality of life improvements that make it more easy to run on modern systems. It's not easy. It takes a little bit of finagling, but once you get it set up, it works pretty well. So look up Gen Tools. That's the way most people play nowadays. It's also how people play online. So there is still a very popular online sort of what do you call it? Competitive community as well. So the game still has quite a bit of a player base, surprisingly enough. But it's well deserved. I think this is one of my favorite RTS games.
И вот тут мы видим нашу первую часовую страту.
One for the ages.
Залетаем,
Here we go. We're dropping in with our
летаем
rangers here.
вертолетиком,
Gonna go ahead and attack from the
так
inside.
сказать, в
And
тыл.
because they have so many
И
garrison buildings here, we're
вываливаем
gonna be
пачку
using
солдат, которая сейчас будет
flashbangs in
захватывать
order to clear that
здание.
out.
Ну, в принципе, наша задача это просто
Yeah, the
зачистить вот
classic.
этот левый нижний угол.
And then we're also going to garrison our own buildings in order to take out some other things. HUDs?
Hey, yeah, would you mind if I quickly jump in?
Sure.
Thanks very much. I just wanted to let you guys know
Ой,
about
еще
an
Z вспомнили,
upcoming
вижу.
bid war. It's coming up in around about 2
Z,
hours time
да,
for Legend of
староватая.
Zelda Wind Waker HD Run. It's the option to choose the
Играл
final
в детстве, но не
name. A
понял.
little
А
update on
потом
that for you.
играл
Taskbot
не
is
совсем в
currently
детстве,
winning with
тогда уже более-менее понял, но до конца
$167.
вроде
In
не
second place with
проходил.
75 is A-Rare. And, in
Там
third
очень
place,
много
Sheik, and then
надо
there's a few
работать над
others with
контролем
$5, $10, and $15.
точек.
Chuck, Lank, Lonk, and Lunk.
Кстати, про контроль
So,
точек
if
еще
you want
тот
to
же
choose the file
Warhammer
name for that one,
40K
do get your donations in
вспоминается,
quick. As I say, that
Dark
one's coming
Crusade,
up
вот это
in
все.
around 2 hours time.
Nice. You notice that, so whenever all the units came out of that tunnel network there, the missiles have like splash damage. So we were able to destroy a whole bunch of units all at once, which is really, really handy. And now that we have that barracks, we're actually going to build
Дворец
missile
вроде бы
units
чуть
to
выше
help
находится.
fortify our other ones here. So
Сейчас чекнем. Мне кажется, что вот на берегу того озера, которое делит базу, должен быть дворец.
all right.
Или то с другой стороны, или с этой, я уже не помню
I'll
точно.
use that guy.
You might want to look into that. I have no idea, chat. Anyways, back to the show here. So we're taking it at the bottom. In the meantime, we are building up a bunch of forces here, and that's going to help us push through on the top.
Пока
Mainly, we're
эта
going to use a lot of laser tanks, as you
стелс-операция
might expect.
проходит в тылу стелс-генерала, мы
Also going to use
набираем себе войск,
pathfinders
потому
and
что
microwaves.
верхнюю
You
часть
don't
надо
see too
будет
often.
проносить в лоб, потому что там намного больше противовоздушной защиты. А, вот, кстати, и наш Нидус вылез.
Here you go. That's that tunnel network sneak attack I was talking about. We got it disabled though. Luckily, the microwave tanks are able to disable that totally, and it's like not a problem.
Строим
Just
эти
straight up take care of that.
Oh boy.
ЧСВ танки.
See, that's what happens when you don't
ЧСВ,
play-
СВЧ
when you're not doing
танки,
things
но
simultaneously.
микроволновые.
It's rough. I mean, being able to handle multiple different things, at the same time it's tough. You're trying to take out tunnel networks over here, trying to defend the base. We're also trying to take over this enemy base. There's a lot going on, which is what makes
Устанг.
real-time strategy games really
Понимаю.
hard to play, especially on the hardest difficulty.
Don't die. I don't want him to die. I don't want him to die because what happens is these guys start shooting. You bait those guys out, and yeah, that's why I don't want him to die.
It's good. We don't want anybody to die.
Yeah, living's good. Okay.
Choose life.
Там добиваем уже последнее здание и выезжаем танками.
Okay, we need to get some more power because what's gonna happen is these guys
Да-да-да, там
consume
таки
power.
дворец стоял.
I don't know how that works. Like where are the cables and all that. When there's if I build too many of them, they just power down and that's it. That's it for those guys.
Yeah, it is a funny side effect of that. Yeah.
Okay, maybe not the ambulance.
All right, so here the pathfinders are going to help us see all of the units underneath, or all the traps and things underneath. But so now that we've essentially taken care of the bottom, we can focus entirely on that north base. And so we're going to make this big push in here. The microwave tanks are going to be able to take out the defenses without having to worry about it too much. The snipers will be able to take out the scuds, or the stingers, I mean. which is also really helpful. And then we're just going to make a big push to the end here. We do know where everything is, so it's not too big of a deal. Luckily, we don't have to worry about like finding all the buildings. But you know, and having the units, it's easier to have some units around that can actually target those. So that makes it a lot easier to take out the base here.
This is a bit of setup. So we want to throw 3 A10s here because what it's gonna do it's gonna put him in. It's gonna put the palace that is hiding here to 1 HP, and yeah, that makes it very easy to blow up later on. So that's the idea.
Да, так сильно
Okay,
кинул.
so-
Сейчас тут немного сетапимся еще наперед.
Why don't we
А
see it?
пока танки
Because,
с одним пасфайндером идут
we're
вперед,
waiting for things
все
to get
защищают воздушным
Yes,
воздушным
there we go.
ударом. Тут здание
I've had
до
it-
минимума
I've had
ХП
it
доводим,
blow up before,
чтобы
like
его
0
потом
HP,
побыстрее
and then,
завалить.
what happens is when you blow up a GLA building, what gets left behind is called a hole, and the holes rebuild. You leave them for too long. They
Еще ранее объясняет базовую механику ГЛА, что когда у них здания умирают, то
hijackers are very
после
bad.
зданий остаются такие, как небольшие бункеры,
Yeah, there you go.
которые еще
Oh,
называются
gosh.
дырками.
Okay.
И если они
is
стоят
very
на
bad.
месте долгое время, то здание
Yeah, this is very
восстанавливается обратно из этого бункера.
Hang on.
И желательно
Okay,
очень
in
быстро их
hijackers.
сносить, чтобы здание не
The
отстроилось.
The reason why those hijackers are able to run freely, run amok, is
Да, и, собственно,
because I
один
do not-
ХП
because I
оставили
lost my
зданию,
power
чтобы
just
не
now.
было этого бункера.
so
The
I
snipers
lost my
can
power.
instantly take out infantry. So
Snipers
we
one
gotta
shot
have
those
them around.
things, but yeah, that was unfortunate. Come on, kill him please. You see, like
Вот, собственно, их тут
megawatt
видно.
lasers
На
managed to do
стингер-сайтах
something to these
остались.
guys. You'd think they'd
Surprisingly,
be able to do
really-
something.
humans really resistant to lasers. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thunk?
Опять-таки отмечают, что пехота
on.
почему-то очень
Yeah, one of the interesting challenges about GLA is that you
Очень
mentioned
хорошо
earlier about the
выдерживает
tunnels,
лазерное
or the
оружие.
holes, I should say.
Что
And
как-то
that every
нелогично.
building has 2 health bars. You have to destroy the building generally,
Вообще
and then
во
there's a
всех,
second
ну
health
не во
bar
всех,
where
почти во
if you
всех
don't destroy
РТС-ках
that, it
есть
will
вот такая
automatically
тема,
rebuild
что
itself back to full
стреляет
HP.
там танк
So it
по
makes all 3
пехотинцу, а
buildings
пехотинцу
really
пофиг.
sturdy in that it's hard to just take it out with a single strike. You have to do like multiple strikes or like have a force there to constantly attack it. Otherwise, it does not go very well.
Okay, so that 1 HP palace that that I mentioned, we're gonna just take it down with the Spectre gunship. So yeah, it should be gone.
Еще
It's
чуть-чуть,
just
и
enough.
эта
It's
миссия
usually
должна
just enough.
закончиться уже.
All right. I think all that's left is the
and-
command center.
And now it's the final building.
Статическая
it's the final
защита
building.
не
We're good.
должна
We just blow
считаться.
this up and we're
Вот
done.
осталось только
We
главное
don't need this
здание, и
dual
все.
bomb, it's just for fun.
There we go. Get to use that. I'm gonna guess it doesn't have enough health to make it to the command
Yeah, it
center.
doesn't
И
have
всё.
enough health to make it, so there's no point.
All right, cool. All right, there we go.
На этом
We have it.
стелс-генерал закончился.
And that was
Следующий у
stealth, and I
нас
believe we are on to
вот,
our
генерал
final
Лян.
general.
А последняя,
Oh, Ling.
Dragon General.
All right.
Класс
So General
А.
Lang is interesting in that she's not actually a playable character. Like all the other ones you can actually play. Like we're playing as General Towns, and General Towns has their own level that we can play on. But
Cutscenка
not in this
будет.
one, obviously. But General Lang is, like I said, she's a amalgamation of all 3. She has the power to use USA and China and GLA forces. And she
Объясняет,
has
что
a
она может
massive
использовать
base
технологии
that
всех
has
фракций.
like, multiple command centers and just an absolute, just a
Да,
ton of
она
units
сразу
and
все.
buildings and air defenses and stuff. She has a veritable fortress. And she's pretty tough to take out, but we are going to do our best to take her down from the inside. You also
Еще
notice that
довольно
she
большая
used all
карта
3
будет.
super weapons, so
И вполне
Yeah, you do
возможно,
not get
что
prepared
эта
for
миссия
this kind
займет
of
больше
mission
всего
here.
времени.
One of the other things, though, is that this map in particular is actually really restrictive. So it's very thin and very tall. And the idea is that you have to slowly but surely make your way through this sort of winding mountain sort of region. And you do not have a lot of space to build. So you don't have a lot of space to just build up a massive base. You have to like slowly but surely
Да,
gain
тут
more
еще такой
ground.
нюанс, что мы
and
вот
take over,
начинаем в самом
more
левом
area,
нижнем
more
углу,
space.
а база
We don't
врага
have a lot of
основная на самом верху,
resources,
естественно,
and it's just in
находится,
general,
и
you
мы
have so
стартуем
much,
с
so many obstacles along
урезанным
the way.
количеством суплаев. Можете увидеть еще
But what's really
коробочек там
interesting is
на...
that with specific units, you can sort of get past all of this
Типа,
terrain, and
коробочек
you
там
can
меньше
sort
лежит,
of
тех контейнеров.
it feels weird to say
Соответственно,
sequence break,
мы
but
сможем
you can kind
собрать
of go
меньше
in a way
денег
that's not really
на этой
intended,
базе.
and you can get
И
behind the
места,
enemy
чтобы
in certain
строиться не
ways,
так
and
много.
just it's really
Поэтому
cool
надо как можно быстрее сделать
strategy-wise.
какую-то
So
ударную силу и двигаться дальше. По
starting
крайней
off,
мере,
building
так
up,
задумано в
our
этой
basic,
карте.
or getting some power, getting some units, getting some infantry. Getting some supplies. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using, a Chinook here, the supply helicopters, and we're going to be trying to go above this mountain area to get on that upper ridge where those patrolling units are right here. And by doing that, we're going to take out the enemies from behind, as well as the defenses that are on the right side.
Первой задачей будет забраться на эту горку, которая прямо над нами.
There's a couple of bunkers that are just filled with missile units and stuff, and it's really hard to get past that. So we're going to take that out with a flashbang from behind. But in the meantime, let's see here. They're going to be sending some infantry over the bridge. We're just going to run them over. That's actually the fastest way
Раннер
to
сразу
kill
же
infantry, is
приготовился
just run
к
them
первой
over with
атаке
a...
врагов. Это чуть-чуть пехоты. Но он приготовился, он просто поставил экскаватор и переехал этим экскаватором всю первую атаку, чтобы не тратить свою пехоту на нее.
Sometimes these guys are supposed to patrol and reach the bridge, go back round, go back up there. But sometimes they don't do that. Sometimes they just skip the bridge.
Там не
Sometimes
хватало
they just
звука из боулинга.
It's kind of
Страйк
random.
такой.
I chalk it up to just it's just the way the engine goes. It's kind of weird. So I'm good that I'm happy that we got a good cycle here.
Сейчас одним вертолетиком зачищаем вражеские войска, благо тут
I can't get too close because these guys will tell
этому
me a
вертолетику
new
почти
one.
ничего не угрожает.
Okay, good. We can get this, and I've been focusing too long on that. So yeah, I was wasting time there. Okay, so these tank hunters, they will also tell me a new one. But the good news is that I slightly outrange them. So yeah.
Довольно важно вертолетиком таргетить вражеских ракетчиков, потому что вертолетики имеют чуть больше ренджа, а ракетчики наносят очень много урона по вертолетам. Как они там танцуют, конечно.
Okay.
They're really freaking out.
Yeah, I'm really scared of those tank hunters. They can just ruin your Comanches like that. Like you blink twice and they're gone. So good that we managed to clear them out easily, like handily enough. Okay, so I need to get this done quickly.
Вот уже высаживаемся пехотой там наверху.
Just a little bit of setup. These guys are gonna go here.
Пока вертолеты зачищают тут оставшиеся танки, там надо будет забрать себе больше ресурсов, а пехота тут захватывает, так сказать, стратегическую позицию.
Okay, good. We'll take this. One dragon tank.
За стратегии Star Wars вспоминали, но конкретно за какие не говорили вроде. Лапы скоро будем доставать. Еще минут 15, наверное. Но еще видно, что у вражеского генерала есть нюк, Particle Uplink Cannon и скат одновременно.
I just wanted to give everyone a little update on our next milestones. We are just over $2,000 away from hitting the $40,000 milestone, which is an incredible amount raised. We are so close. It would be amazing to reach that tonight. Also, our next big milestone in terms of beating our previous ESAs. The next one up for us is ESA Winter 2021. We are now under $10,000 away from beating that one, a total of 47,531 to beat. You're doing an incredible job out there. Please do keep those donations coming in. It's going to a great cause for Save the Children, and we're really close to those milestones now.
Let's get it in, dude. Guys, all y'all out there, not just dudes. Everybody out there. Let's see if we can't break those milestones. Oh, got a turret here. Someone in chat asked about the laser, why we chose Laser General. We talked about it a bit ago, but Laser General has the most varied and just an overall interesting strategy to watch from a spectator view. Some of the other generals are faster, but they usually have one particular strategy that just overpowers anything else. And so you only get to see like the same strategy over and over and over again. And so Laser General has a lot of different strategies that get to be used.
Опять
And it's a
объясняет,
really
почему мы
interesting
играем
run.
за
And it's
лазерного
also still
генерала.
pretty fast.
Ну, мы это уже
So
проходили.
it's the best of both worlds, especially for a marathon.
I need more
All
dozer.
right. I do need more dozers. So one of the things about this one in particular, like I mentioned, that there are so many defenses, you know, around that base that it's going to be really hard for us to get in. So we're going to do kind of something similar where everyone knows dudes is everyone. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. What was I saying? So there's so many base defenses and things. It's going to be really hard for us to just get in and attack. So instead of building up a massive force, which would take a very long time, we're going to build up some particle cannons and some bombers, and we're going to do some precision strikes because we do have to do some dozer hunting, kind of like with the super weapon general. We have to be able to take out the command center and all of the dozers so that they can stop rebuilding.
Нам объясняют, что мы не будем нападать на врага в лоб, а наша страта будет состоять в том, что у нас будет немного воздушных бомбардировок и супероружий, которыми мы будем пытаться снести командный центр и бульдозеры противника, чтобы она больше не могла отстраивать себе здания.
So, I guess it's kind of a nice time to sort of talk about Command and Conquer speedrunning in general.
Battlegrounds отличается от Empire at War тем, что Battlegrounds это клон Age of Empires 2.
They all have different strategies, and so there's a whole bunch of different things that you could play if you were ever interested in joining the community. We're a small group here, but you know, I think we got some pretty cool people here, and got plenty of resources.
Empire at War почти Total War.
If anybody's ever interested.
Ну да. С тем, насколько там пустынные сражения наземные. Космические сражения там более-менее, а наземные... Baby's First RTS.
It's very hard.
Нет, это мы говорим за стратегии по Звездным войнам. Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds и Star Wars Empire at War.
And they have very structured missions, and they're also really interesting. Why is saying in general not a meme yet? You know, we try to.
I was wondering when that was going to happen. In general.
In general. There's also the campaigns. They're very structured. I personally prefer campaigns. You know, it's more restrictive in the requirements, and the objectives are also a bit more restrictive. But I find it to be interesting, and probably a bit more interesting, and a lot faster as well. So, but you know, we got different varieties and different things. Anybody who's interested, feel free to join the community. You can check out our speedrun.com page.
С какого-то года
Just
точно
CNC
вспоминали.
Generals, 0 hour. We got a whole page for that. And there's a link to the Discord in there too. So, all right. So what are we doing right now? I see you're gathering some more resources, building up some units here.
We're getting ready for our final attack. But the thing is, we need to build up a lot. Like, we need to build like 20 bombers, something like that. The reason is,
Сейчас строим целую кучу аэропортов, потому что для атаки нам надо будет где-то 2 десятка бомберов. У нас еще атака едет довольно большая. Вроде бы ракетчики и вертолетчики уже готовы. Ну, из пошаговых, что мы вспоминали? Мы вспоминали дисайплов героев. Там еще было. Пошаговых тоже много было. Гатлинг немного по команчам пострелял. Благо они чинятся.
No, it's fine. All right.
I'm not sure why I captured that. I don't have to.
Я вот вспоминал, когда мы говорили за стратегии, одну довольно старую пошаговую стратегию, называется Max. Насколько я помню, она пишется как m.a.x. Тоже довольно обскурная игра. О, вот, за Макс как раз вспомнили.
Normally, I'd like to start the moment my particle cannons get ready, because that's the whole point. That's the whole idea was to get these guys charged and then execute.
Кстати, помню, вроде бы она была не пошаговая, но какая-то вот стратегия довольно старая была, где... Ну, такая фэнтезийная, где еще строишься на летающих островах. Но это вряд ли можно будет понять по такому описанию, но это я очень-очень давно играл. Надо будет потом погуглить, может, вспомню.
The first phase of my attack is to destroy.
А как вот эта вот классическая пошаговая стратегия про Вторую мировую, где еще как бы тайлы в виде шестиугольников были? Она очень старая была.
Okay.
Man, they were sending a bunch of dudes your way.
Yep. Okay, so let me think. We want to get this ready. Okay. And we need 4 bombers. Okay, we need 4 bombers to take down. Let's see.
While he's doing that, you may notice he's so one of the things that's cool is you can set certain units or certain groups of units to be like numbered, so that you can just hit a number on the keyboard and instantly recall those units. So in order to sort of coordinate this massive drone hunt, or not drone hunt, dozer hunt.
Я вспомнил, о чем. Я вот загуглил, вспомнил, о чем я думал. Это Battle Isle называлось.
Rapid fire, bang, 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 right? Taking out as many people as possible. So it doesn't have to constantly like go back down to the bottom of the screen and figure out where the units are and then get them going. So it takes 2 particle cannons to destroy 1 command center, and it takes like 5 or 6 bombers to destroy a command center. So we're gonna do some coordinated strikes here, taking out a bunch of stuff here, but now we're on our final push. So we just took out 2 command centers.
Тем временем миссия уже подходит к концу. Бомбардируем противника супероружиями, самолетиками. И по факту наша задача просто уничтожить все здания, которые не статическая защита. И на том будет конец.
I sure hope I have. Oh no! Okay, so this guy's still alive. It's not what I had. That's okay. Yeah, that was supposed to kill it. Okay, so yeah, we need to kill this guy, and we need to kill this guy too. Man, this is.
Дозер хантим.
Okay.
Опять-таки.
Those are gone.
I think we're getting there. I think that's the last dozer. We're almost done with this run, actually. We're almost done. Time is when we see the "You are victorious" screen that you have seen for the previous missions.
Yeah, that's gonna happen pretty soon. I think there's like a couple more buildings.
I think once this barracks is gone.
Yeah, that should be the last thing.
And there we go.
О, все.
All right.
Даже не надо было абсолютно все сносить. Только китайские здания, насколько я понял. Кстати, вот этот иероглиф означает тигр. Не благодарите. Он и в китайском, и в японском одинаковый.
There we go.
И мы победили генерала Лиан.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, CC.
Теперь Китай наш.
Small community. If you want,
ну да, клапа в чат.
If you'd like to step in, it's, well, to be honest, it's pretty much just me right now running the hard mode, running all the hard mode generals. So you know, it's been me running for a year, and if you guys would like to step in and
говорит, что ранил эту категорию где-то код, и приглашает желающих поспидранить тоже эту игру.
Shout out to ESA for hosting us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. CZ. Oh, You got anyone else you want to shout out to?
If I may, check out Speed Docs on YouTube. But that's a little personal plug. But anyways, thank you so much to ESA Marathon for hosting us. This is one of the first times we get to see General 0 Hour in a marathon, and in a big marathon, I should say. And thank you so much for giving us the
Что
opportunity.
впервые генералы появились на большом марафоне. В принципе, интересно.
Well, oh
It's pretty
my.
good.
Да, и время финальное час 16 минут 17 секунд, что не так-то и плохо, потому что на первых миссиях раннеру больше везло, чем обычно, как мне кажется. Да, на этом ране мы очень хорошо олдскулы посводили, поговорили за старые РТСки. Я чувствую, я прям... Вот когда закончу комментировать, пойду что-то себе установлю.